Good afternoon. One of the best things about this job, driving people around in a car, is the conversations I have with people. Now, sometimes they're shallowish, you know, talk about sport. Other times they're really shallow, like we'll go in depth into what would be the best biscuit to dunk in your coffee. No, seriously, like, because, you know, do you go for a soft sort of porous biscuit that just soaks up really quickly, breaks and goes in the bottom of your cup? That's not right. Or, you know, if you go too hard, it's just not going to soak up any coffee at all. You've got to get the right density. It's a very serious issue. So, yeah, so sometimes they're as shallow as that. But I had a guy earlier on, and this was definitely out of my echo chamber. This was someone, what I would say, full-on social justice warrior. In fact, his business was about raising awareness of social issues. And he was a gay guy. Really, really nice chap, actually. We had a very good chat. We had what you'd call civil discourse, but we didn't agree on anything. But it was really, really good, and I wanted to make sure that I put across my point of view, because what he was saying was, he was talking about #MeToo, time's up, right? And he was going on about Hollywood, and then he was sort of blaming male, the straight white male, as at fault for everything. And he was a white male, but he was gay. So he had his little virtue signal there, because he's not straight, so that means he's all right. And I basically just called him out on it. I said, no, absolutely not. I refuse to accept this narrative. I said, there's a problem with Hollywood. Hollywood is a cesspit. And he went, no, it isn't. I said, yeah, bloody right it is. And we go into a little bit about it. But obviously, you know, we talk about Weinstein. Now, all these people that have known for years that in order, you know, to get ahead, you've got to, you know, if you're a young starlet and you want to get somewhere in Hollywood, you got to sleep with Weinstein or someone creepy like that. If you don't want to sleep with him, you don't get a role. You can find another job. And it's disgusting, by the way. I'm not suggesting there's anything okay about that. But that's Hollywood. And I was saying to him, qualify that. How the hell is that going on in other areas, in, like, say, normal, regular people's lives? I said, you know, does a woman go for an interview for work in a local supermarket and she has to sleep with a manager to get the job? No. So, and I said to him, so where does it go on? So he sort of, he was a bit stretched. And he went, well, you know, there are lots of women in work that are forced to wear high heels or skirts. They're not allowed to wear trousers. You know, it's okay, right. So where I went with that, I said, my position on this is, I think people, as long as it is suitable for your job, it's not dangerous, you know, whatever, within reason, as long as you're smart, if you work in you know, where you meet customers and stuff, you should be able to wear whatever you want. You should be able to wear, you know, if you're a woman but you don't want to wear, if you want to wear trousers and comfortable shoes and you don't want to have makeup on and stuff, it's fine by me. I don't care. But there are certain roles in business where it's important. Appearances are important. You know, people work in receptions or in sales. You know, my old man was worked in a bank, and he used to say he'd never hire a bloke that had an earring. You know, he's a bit of a dinosaur, my dad, but you know, that was just the way it was. You know, and so I say, but ladies, if you watch this, help me out here. Do you wear feminine clothes and put makeup on because you're forced to by a man, or do you do it because you want to? I know there's an element of social sort of acceptability, and women wear makeup, and I'm constantly telling my missus or my kids, you know, you don't have to put very much makeup on. Don't put it on for my behalf. You don't need it. You know, you look lovely without it. But women choose to wear it, and women will choose to wear high heels because it makes their legs look nicer and slimmer and, you know, more toned. And that's just the way things are. And if they're forced to do that, I disagree. But I think he really struggled, and what I'm hoping that he gets from that conversation is he was speaking to someone that wasn't prepared to virtue signal along with him in order to not be considered some sort of fascist pig, because I'm not. And I kept just challenging him, said, you show me how what goes on in Hollywood is anything to do with what goes on in real life. And I know there will be instances out there, and people will say they've been sexually harassed. I've been sexually harassed. I used to work in a bank, And in one place I worked, there was this woman that was the same age as my mother. I was about 20 at the time. And she used to not just come on to me. We had a thing, we used to count the night safes, and we were locked in a room, just me and her. We had to count the money locked in a room. That was the procedure. And while we're in there, every day in there, she'd go tell me what she wanted to do to me. She'd tell me that I was in a dream last night and what I did to her in a dream. And she, you know, she was literally putting pressure on me to have an affair with her. And I was freaked out by it. She wasn't very attractive either. I was single, but I was freaked out. And I used to dread going in that room with her. So sexual harassment goes on. It doesn't just happen to women. You know, women sexually harass men as well. Countless amount of times I've had my bum pinched, and I've been fully goosed. I mean, I'm talking my genitals grabbed by women in an office, and they laugh about it, really, like this. And it's, as a bloke, you don't know what you can do about it, because if you do have a chat with the manager, he's going to go, "Hey, lucky you." Maybe blokes have got a thicker skin. Maybe we have, fellas. I don't know, but it was a really interesting chat. He was a good guy. My advice, the point of this video would be, just if you get into a debate on it, and if you can be civil about it and try to put your arguments across really well. I think I did quite well with him. He hopefully for the rest of the day or for the rest of the week, he might be going, maybe not all men are toxic masculinity. Maybe it's not all like that. You know, maybe it's only just a few people, and that's what we see in the news. And do in the comments, please do put which biscuit is best for the coffee, because there's serious business here. We need to know. I'm a hobnob guy. Anyway, this one's over. Comment, let me know how you feel about it. Like, subscribe, unsubscribe, whatever. Let's go for it. See you soon. Bye.